Let's realize the technology that led to the Reformation, Gutenberg's Bible, in effect. With the technology we have today, the technologies of today, we have information appliances where we can carry a telephone, and as an incidental feature of this telephone, I carry 6 Bibles. They're searchable in Greek or Hebrew. I've got several Bible dictionaries. I have the New American Standard. I have a handful. I think 6 different translations. Word searchable. And it's in my phone, so if I'm 15 minutes early to an appointment, I can sit there and, knock off something. See? The PDA, personal digital assistant. Computers. My laptop that I travel with on a plane. I have more books in that thing than in most libraries, and I can search them either word searchable. I don't have to read the Ante-Nicene Fathers, 30 volumes, to find out what Eusebius said about what. I can go through and ask it, and it'll tell me. It'll pick those places. I can also ask it to summarize. If I have a 30-page essay, I can put a summarized thing, and it'll highlight the important 25% of that. You say, how does it do that? By statistics. Mechanical linguistics. Podcasts, we get into some of these. You know what kilobytes are, right? Gigabytes, that's 1,000 kilobytes. Terabytes, that's 1,000 gigabytes. You know what those are? Those are, you know what a byte is. That's a typewriter stroke, in effect. Right? Do you know what a moabyte is? It's a lot. It's a lot. Did you get it? Oh, that is so bad, I had to work it in. I can use Hebrew and Greek without knowing Hebrew and Greek with my computer. It'll diagram the sentences for me. If I put my cursor on any English word, it'll tell me what's behind that in Greek or Hebrew or whatever, and so on. Then there's the internet. Unfathomable resource on the internet. You can find out anything on the internet if you know how. And you also can participate in a borderless fellowship around the world. When you get into one of our classrooms of 12 people, they can be from any of 17 countries. And you get to know them, amazingly enough. Let's talk a little bit about advanced media, and just to give you a feeling for what's possible here. MP3, on a single CD, you can get 30 hours of audio plus notes plus 1,500 computer-aided diagrams. And one little, and DVDs, you're all familiar with DVDs, but think of how phenomenal that is. The Blue Letter Bible on the internet. Free. You can not only get anywhere in the Bible you want, there's a little place you can click, and it'll give you treasury of scriptural knowledge. It'll give you a concordance in either Greek or Hebrew, a list of the audio, a study tools, a list of all the commentaries that are available that you can then take a look at. It gives you hymns and maps and judges that involve that verse. Give you all kinds of versions and translations and dictionary aids. They're all there. You just click and they're there. Okay. Then that's available to you free on the internet. We helped get that started. But on your computer, there is a number of things. eSword is terrific, powerful, and it's free. Libronics has a huge library of thousands of volumes that you can add to it if you like. BibleSoft is probably the most incredible search machine you can imagine. You can ask it to show me the verses where the word sword is there, but the word father is not within 3 verses of it. Not that that's useful, and it'll take less than a second and tell you that fit those criteria. In any language, the Greek, the Hebrew, the English, what have you. It's probably the exegete's main tool. By hermeneutica, we call it BibleSoft. It's probably the thing I use the most that happens. Got used to it. Okay, but this is eSword. You can click on any of the verses, or you can click on the Strong's number and so forth, and it'll zero right in. There's a whole bunch of in terms of the different verses, and it'll diagram those and highlight the key words and what they mean, and it's all interactive as you do this. It's all free, by the way. You can load it on your computer free, and it'll copy the verses, of course, and put it into your word processor or whatever, and you take an international standard version. You can't get it in the market yet, but it's in the computer thing if you want to look at a modern, competent translation of it. And it gives you all the list of verses that affect that same thing, and on it goes. So, and if you click on any particular verse, it'll tell you what that's referring to. It'll give you that verse pop it up for you. What did it say? Oh, yeah, right, gotcha. So, and you can go to the Strong's numbers if that's more comfortable. You don't have to know the Hebrew or Greek, but it'll explain what that means and so forth. And so on it goes. I don't want this to be a whole, it'll contrast the King James, the International Standard, New SB, whichever translations you want. This is all free. This is eSword, okay? And it'll also give you the commentary stuff and so forth. And by the way, it'll also give you highlighted the relevant parts of that if you want. So, and maps and all that sort of thing where you can find your way around. That in itself is incredibly valuable. And Libronics has another thing where you have literally thousands of commentaries that are all, you mention a verse and it'll open all the commentaries in your collection to the comments on that verse that you can just pop through that if you want. And you can do in about 30 minutes what used to take 6 months by using conventional tools. This is BibleWorks. This is the one I use the most of. And it's just, again, I'm not here to make a thing for that. But there's something else, the little PDA, where you've got, say, the Bible in it. And there's something else you can do. eSword has a free version for this. There's 2 software companies that make software for these, Iridian and Olive Tree. They're both outstanding. You can't buy anything in them that costs more than $10 or $20 or $30. They're not expensive to buy this and that. They're different things you want. They're not much. So they're very inexpensive, and some are even free. Again, this is eSword on one of these. But I want to talk about podcasting. You have an iPod? How many know what an iPod is? Okay, it's 70%. That's pretty good. Okay. The iPod. On the internet, you can automatically have your personal computer updated with the study of the week, and it will automatically put that on your iPod while you're recharging your iPod. You got your iPod, at the end of the day, you plug it in your charger. Your personal computer can update the study of the week on there, and that now in today's world can include video. So you can watch or listen while you're jogging. You can get your 60-minute Bible study in while you're jogging or whatever. So those are the tools.